Honorable Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Abu Jinapor, as he then was, appeared before the committee. Our friends in the NDC held a press conference to register their opposition to the agreement in its entirety. So it's the reason he asked what has changed. Now, Mr. Speaker, the leader of government business should have called me that respect I always give him. I'm always quiet whenever he's speaking. You know, because I know that I have the content in me, so I don't need to rush. Mr. Speaker, if you prepare to come into this chamber, you fear no evil. Even if I'm given 1 minute, I will speak on the matter that I prepared for. So he should allow me, so that the two of us can show a good example to our followers. Mr. Speaker, I was a leader of government business, and the attempt to lay the paper, I'm happy the deputy minority leader, Ama Kofi-Boa, as he then was, is right here in this chamber. Mr. Speaker, he and his colleagues denied us the opportunity to lay this paper, that they won't allow. In fact, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Kwame Agboja, to quote him, right here, Mr. Speaker, I was here begging him. He said, quote, "There will be chaos in this chamber." I have the hands up. Those were his words, that there will be chaos if we attempt to lay it. Today, you have brought this agreement in your own words. In your own words. In your own words. You said the prices have gone down. Mr. Speaker, this agreement in its current state is worse than before. Royalties have lowered. And if the majority leader's only response is that the change is because you are now in majority. So, Mr. Speaker, where is the principle? If yesterday you told the people of Ghana that a particular agreement in its form and shape was not good for the good of the country, today you say the mere fact that you are in majority, we cannot. And before, and Mr. Speaker may recall that on the matters of tax waiver, they've argued strongly that we should do pre-laying, discuss it before we even lay it. Mr. Speaker, that is what they did. But you know, I have told you, and I'll repeat, that thing called posterity. Today, the rules are being interpreted. Honorable Ayariga is introducing new jurisprudence. I will take them. I will not be paying at all. Me, I will not be emotional on it. Whenever I'm arrested, I'll say, yes, sir. But you will be haunted by your own deeds. You told the people of Ghana that the lithium agreement was bad. Today, as at that time, so the same thing. You have not changed anything, no? The same agreement. You have not changed a word. You have brought the same agreement. Mr. Speaker, the agreement that you say it was bad, when it was under Akufo-Addo government, you said the agreement was bad. Today, even when the royalties have been lowered, and the royalties have been lowered, you are bringing it. When prices have gone down, you are now bringing it, claiming that you have super majority. You use your numbers to pass it. Mr. Speaker, we want to be guided by principle. Mr. Speaker, we want to be guided by principle and remind our colleagues that it is only fair to be consistent, to remain firm on a matter that you believe strongly that it is good or wrong. Mr. Speaker, today, if the majority
fundamentally not different, and therefore, Mr. Speaker, what applied to that agreement in the 8th Parliament, which fortunately was the same Speaker in the chair, and which culminated in the rejection of the attempt to lay that agreement. Mr. Speaker, same should apply. Mr. Speaker, I conclude by just asking a simple question. And I want to believe that we will get into this matter in a much more detail. Mr. Speaker, the fundamental question which the average Ghanaian will ask, Mr. Speaker, is that what has changed? What has changed? What has changed? What has changed? What has changed between the agreement between the government of Ghana and Barari DV and the terms of the agreement between the government of Ghana and Barari DV in 2025? Mr. Speaker, I conclude. Mr. Speaker, I conclude, Mr. Speaker. I conclude by submitting, Mr. Speaker. I conclude by submitting that the position you took in the 8th Parliament was for the good of Ghana. Lithium is a rare resource. Lithium is the mineral of the future, as the experts say. Lithium, indeed, Mr. Speaker, is the foundation of the current effort of green transition. Lithium, Mr. Speaker, is the bedrock that the world is attempting to use to fight climate change. And so when the Speaker insisted that Ghana should get the full benefit of the exploitation of our mineral resources, what has changed? What has changed? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Abu Jinapor got his facts wrong. You were the minister responsible for the sector at that time. You brought the agreement, laid it. It was referred to the committee. And my recollection is that it never came back to the floor of the House. So you cannot say that this House rejected it. This House did not reject the agreement. This House did not. The records of this House will bear me out. That you brought it here, yes. There was a lot of public interest in the matter. It was referred to committee. The great Afenyo Makin, the Osahini, and the question of whether he was minority leader or majority leader, and whether his side was a majority or minority, rendered this parliament ineffective because we had injunctions, were in court, and so we never dealt with so many matters that were pending. It wasn't because the House considered it and rejected it. So the life of the parliament ended without the matter being considered. And normally, matters that come before us and the life of the parliament ends without the matters being concluded, usually we bring them back and start afresh. I believe it is in the spirit of this practice that you have asked that we should start afresh the LGBTQ bill. The same thing. That is why this is coming back. And secondly, what has changed? Our sitting places have changed. Our sitting places have changed. And more importantly, Ghanaians trust him with the management of the natural resources of this country. They trust him. That's why they removed the NPP and they brought the NDC, and the NDC has proposed him as a minister to handle it, and he has brought it back to this House. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't think that we should split hairs because it has been referred to a committee. You are members of the committee deliberations, and I'm encouraging committee deliberations to be transparent. And at committee, you can raise all the issues. Reports will be brought back to plenary. We will debate the key components that you are concerned about. You will have an opportunity to debate those key components. And then we'll take the vote. We'll take the vote. You are complying with any of our orders because there's nothing in our orders that permit you to do what you have just done. Mr. Speaker, I think we should proceed.
Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. My respected colleague opposite me made references to me on certain matters. I feel obliged to respond, and I thank you for giving me the space to respond. Mr. Speaker, I think, first of all, he also got his facts wrong. If he argues that that agreement never came back to this House, he's wrong. At least I was a majority leader, so I'm able to put things in the right context. Mr. Speaker, with respect, when they're on, because they are in power, they have found it convenient to reintroduce a very agreement they rejected.
Minority Leader, please.
I'm
please,
sorry.
Please.
I'm sorry. Mr. Speaker, let us up our game.
Please. Minority Leader.
Oh, Mr. Speaker, I didn't. Mr. Speaker, with respect, I don't. Mr. Speaker, please, I will not disrespect you.
Yes,
if you want me to resume my seat,
you were in full flight.
If you want me to resume my seat, I will.
Please
I will
do.
always yield to you.
Please do.
Very well, Mr. Speaker, I will yield to you and listen to you.
Honourable members, sometimes you are in a haste. Sometimes you are in a haste to debate matters. In fact, what happened in the last parliament, I'm fully aware of what took place. And I can assure you, I'm as equally committed to this whole process and the agreement as I was in last parliament. And the agreement as I was in last parliament with the minerals of this country, particularly a very important mineral